Let's welcome in Jon Krawczynski, senior writer for The Athletic, covering the T-Wolves. Jon, thanks for stopping by. Okay, let's get down to business about Jimmy Butler. Minnesota's 4-4 since he's been out. You just heard him say he plans on coming back before the playoffs. Have you heard a date or a timetable for his return?
They're being really kind of vague about that because they want to give him time to get back and not rush things. The last thing they want Jimmy Butler to do is rush back in his rehab, get back out there and then aggravate it or have an even worse injury and then be lost for the rest of the season. So they're trying to be patient with him, all the while knowing how important that he is to this lineup, especially that's just in a meat grinder with about 4 or 5 other teams in the West. So they need him back, but initially when he had the surgery, the belief was 4 to 6 weeks, somewhere in that area. I think it's going to be a little closer to 4 than 6. So somewhere early to mid-April, with a healthy stretch of games before the playoffs begin, is I think what Jimmy Butler is targeting.
Recently, there was a report that Andrew Wiggins is frustrated by taking a back seat to Jimmy Butler and Karl-Anthony Towns. But Wiggins takes the most shots per game. So what's the pecking order in Minnesota? Is there validation to this report?
Well, certainly the Wolves have pushed back strong on that report, and like you said, I mean, Andrew Wiggins does take the most shots, and so I do think that there is a general, not maybe frustration, maybe a little bit of confusion in trying to figure out how you play with Jimmy Butler, with Karl-Anthony Towns, and complement each other, and not maybe dominate the ball quite as much as he did before this. But I think Sam Mitchell would know this as well. Andrew Wiggins isn't one to be really unhappy in a situation like this. He's not one that's going to rock the boat and cause waves that way. I mean, he wants to play, he wants to win, he wants the ball in his hands. But I really think it's just more of like, very much like what the Cavs went through with Kevin Love and Kyrie Irving and LeBron James, or the Heat with LeBron and Wade and Bosh. It's just figuring out how to play together, and there's ups and downs with that, and that's what Wiggins is experiencing right now. I don't think there's any alarm bells going off. He's just trying to figure things out, and sometimes that's a little frustrating, but all in all, I don't think there's a problem in the locker room with that.
Well, Cat leads the NBA in double-doubles, right? But he's made some crucial late-game plays against the Warriors last week and had a huge performance against the Wizards during the week. Even when Butler comes back, should Towns be more aggressive offensively and attempt more shots?
Well, I definitely think keeping him involved is a key for the Wolves. He's so hard to guard, and he's so efficient when he has the ball in his hands. And so those are two things that really play into the Wolves' strengths. You look at before Butler went down, Cat was averaging 3 shots a game in the fourth quarter. There were 12 games this season where he had 1 shot. And part of that is on Towns. He needs to be active. He needs to be demanding the ball, getting in good position, giving a big target for Teague and Wiggins and Butler to get the ball to him in the post. But part of it is also I think the Wolves have to recognize how difficult he is to guard and how much stress he puts on a defense just when the ball is in his hands. Against the Wizards the other night, Bjelica went 5 for 5 in the fourth quarter. All of those shots came off of the defense focusing on Towns and opening things up for Bjelica. So even when he's not scoring and not hitting threes and getting in the post and getting to the rim, he still has a huge effect on the game and on the defense, opening things up for other people. And so I do think that it's going to be critical for them to keep him involved and keep him shooting the ball and just really putting a lot of stress on the defense down the stretch here when all of these games are going to be tight, a lot on the line, and Towns should be heavily involved in that.
They should be fun to watch coming down this final stretch. Jon Krawczynski, senior writer for The Athletic, thank you for your time, my friend.
Thanks for having me.